Welcome, Libra, to your mid-December tarot reading. You can see how loud I can shuffle. Just kidding. Okay, just a reminder, hit that thumbs up button and leave me a comment. I really do appreciate both of them, and they do help us connect to your energy. Also, just a quick note, I do personal readings. My email is in the description, and just email personal tarot reading. I'll give you the options. Let's get started, Libra. Business is done. All you now. Okay. What do our Libras need to know? These are my shorter readings. We'll be doing these just mid-month to keep things flowing. We've got the Death card. Queen of Wands. Nine of Swords. Okay, Moon at the bottom of the deck. I feel like the Moon is about something not being clear. I usually in this deck see it as him coming out of that murky water and then really like going into, seeing things clearer and like the things kind of coming in. But that Nine of Swords, either you're not trusting the clarity or it's scary. You have the Death card. I feel like, you're headed for some changes, which I do like that the Queen of Wands is there because that energy of the Queen is very much showing up and showing up brightly in any situation, showing up with a lot of energy and vivaciousness and excitement, passion, all of the really uplifting things that the Queen of Wands brings. That Death card is bringing that in. It's helping you like transform into that, and maybe there's a situation where you need to be that way. So I feel like that's really positive, but you're stressed out. Let's clarify that. This Nine of Swords is about, being stressed, anxious, worried. Something's bothering you. You can't sleep. So there's something happening here that's really bothering you. I'm going to actually, what's the Death card? Is the Empress. The Queen of Wands is the Chariot. Yeah, your gut's giving you the problem here. Okay, gut, intuition. Yeah, there's something changing here. Now, for some of you, there actually could be maybe a pregnancy in the works. I see pregnancy with this card all the time, but it doesn't have to be that. It could be the nurturing, growing into this. I feel like the Empress too is about you initiating the change, initiating this transformation, initiating moving forward, because the Chariot's clarifying the Queen, and that's a lot of energy there. A lot between those two cards. Whoosh! The Chariot's fast. It goes. It's like, you're letting go of the reins and you're going to trust that things will happen and things will work. Now, the problem is there's this little lack of trust here, because your intuition, there's something here where you're not trusting your intuition, and that's what you're stressed about. Like you're worried that your intuition isn't right, even though that's exactly what's driving the change. And there's a part of you that's stressed out about that and saying, oh my gosh, is this the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? What is unseen for this time? Mid-December. What is unseen? Eight of Pentacles. I think you don't realize that most of the work is already done with that Eight of Pentacles. He's got all of the pentacles are up on that board. That means he's working through and working to master his skills. So I feel like the work's almost done here, that you just really need to understand that, because it's showing up in the what you don't see. It's like, don't be too stressed, because you've already kind of put this all into play. It's all going to happen. What is the challenge for our Libras? Challenge. The World and Strength. Knight of Wands, Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Chariot. Like, come on. You've got this. Like, you've got the energy right now to do this. And that's exactly what the Knight of Wands is saying. There's some kind of energy that you've got going on with the Death and the the Queen of Wands, you've got this going, and the moon shows up again. And you know, you saw me, I'm like shuffling those cards. The world in your challenge. Yeah, you're worried about reaching those goals. And this is telling you that you're already doing the work. So this is kind of offsetting your challenge. And hopefully that you see that, and hopefully this reading helps you to see that you've done a lot of the work already, and understand that yes, I can do this. I can reach those goals. I don't, you know, that this is showing up specifically in the what you don't see is to kind of give you that boost to let you know that. Otherwise, it wouldn't be there, you know. And this, and your challenge is, can I reach these goals? Can I do this? Keep in mind, your strength is you're going for it regardless of. I mean, there's a lot of energy that you have in your present in your present surroundings right now, and this is you. This is your energy. I mean, this isn't your sign. You're not a wand. You're not a fire sign, but you are expressing your passion big time and your urgency. There's something that feels very urgent here as well. Like you feel like you need to change now. Like these things to need to develop now, not later. And that could be part of the stress too, by the way, that Nine of Swords. You may be kind of almost stressing yourself because of putting that urgency into this. So where does this lead for our Libras here? Where does this lead? What are the energies outward? Okay, Knight of Swords. I'll turn it over in a second. And Queen of Cups. Anything else? Yeah, Five of Wands. Three of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. Again, you know, you're doing everything you're supposed to do. The Knight of Swords. So now this comes into more play with who you are. There's still that energy of, you know, moving towards something and really going all after it, a little bit chaotically, but more in your realm of air, you know, using your skills to really move forward. It's also being very precise here. And you do take on a different persona. I think it comes from that Nine of Swords to say, you know what? I just need to be more precise. I need to not be as flamboyant as the wands are. And I don't mean flamboyant, but wands don't always think before they act. You realize you need a structure moving forward. And that's what you put into play as the month moves on. The Queen of Cups, I feel like, is you embracing that change and going back and embracing that your intuition is on the right track. Even though this isn't the High Priestess, she's very intuitive. She's also feeding this, like the bucket of water is feeding what's in front of her. And when I look at the reading, she's feeding this area, which is feeding your intuition, feeding your energy to really go forward and move into this with a more precise, you know, sword type energy. It does lead to some conflict later on, but this isn't a conflict that you're going to have with somebody. This is more of a, how much energy do I continue to give this? Because it may be tiring to constantly go after it full force. So maybe you need to pull back a little bit on the energy that you're giving in. And this, I see that because of the bellows blowing out candles. If it goes too hard, it blows out all the candles, not hard enough, and the candles don't stay lit kind of feeling. So you're going to need to continually put energy in, but that's good. You're going to be at a time where you're going to say, oh, how much do I really want to put in? Is there anything else about this Five of Wands? Yeah, Six of Swords. This is about like moving forward. And again, the Six of Swords is saying, yep, I got to keep doing this. But this is more thoughtful than the Five of Wands. So you're going to put that energy into using your intellect. What is the advice for our Libras? Let's see what we got. The Magician. You got all the tools. You got what it takes. You just need to put a plan in action and do it. I mean, that's what the Magician's saying. You've got everything you need, but you have to initiate and then do the work and keep moving forward. And you are, and you will, with this Knight of Swords, which I kind of like that it ended that way. Hope you enjoyed it, Libra. Take care. Have a beautiful day.